Hello and welcome to Tarot with Shannon. Today we're going to look at a message that is a tough love message that you need to hear right now. So before you have two different groups to choose from. There is group 1 and group 2, each group representing a collective of people who are going through similar things as you. You can head down into the description where you will find the timestamps for these readings. All right, I will see you at your reading. Hello, group 1, and welcome to your reading. In this reading, we're going to look at a tough love message that you need to hear right now. So I am going to shuffle out your cards, and we'll get to your reading. At the back of the deck, you have 10 of Swords. But in this deck, there's 2 Ten of Swords, and as you can see in this one, it is an owl and an older man, basically symbolizing wisdom gained from difficult experiences. Okay, so what I can see here, what the first initial view of the cards is letting me know here is that you're very driven towards something. There's things that you want to do and accomplish, but you're not focused. So one of at least the top the tough love messages that you need to hear today is that you really need to focus and stop fighting yourself. I think you really tend to dwell on things that are not conducive, I guess you could say, to your success. So perhaps you're very much angry about something that's happened to you. And we had the 10 of Swords. So we have 10 of Swords on the back. We had 6 of Swords here. This is lessons you've learned. And we have 5 of Swords as your guidance. So what I'm seeing is this Swords energy, very much about your thoughts and your way you speak. And I can see that you are moving away from a difficult time in your life. You've been through a lot, and maybe you've had some falling outs with some people. And the guidance here truly is to focus on what you want to achieve rather than focusing on the thing that really makes you mad. So for some of you, that will be the message. It's something that really makes you angry, like you want revenge. I get the sense of a revenge wanting to happen here for some of you. And it's getting in the way of your passions. It's getting in the way of your ambitions because you're so focused on this thing that happened with you and somebody else or a situation that you just can't get over it yet. But there's wisdom to be gained from it. I'm going to pull out that 10 of Swords on the back because I feel like it's important that was on the back of the deck. So you can see here the old man, and the wise old owl. Age is wisdom. And so it tells me that, this might have been something that you have been going through for quite some time, but you learned a lot. So use the wisdom from the turmoil of the past, the betrayal you're feeling. I really get the sense of a betrayal here. And help it to move you forward by learning from it. And what are the lessons gained? Nothing is without its lessons. Everything you go through levels you up. Because you've been there, you've done it, and you survived it. So now moving forward, you realize, you did survive it and you can survive difficult things in your life. And you can learn from them too. You know not to do that again, or what part of what happened was where the breakdown happened, and you learn in the future how to avoid that in the future. This is how we learn, right? We have to go through some difficult experiences, and it doesn't mean that what happened to you was, for your lesson, or to teach you a lesson kind of thing, because that's not what this means. It's just saying that, life happens. People can be really cruel, or they're just really out for themselves and greedy. And unfortunately, we don't know that about people at first. They don't always just come out and say, hey, by the way, I'm actually not somebody you can trust. They don't. You have to learn that about people. Certain people can't be trusted. And so in certain situations too. So this isn't just about people, or it could be a situation, something you experienced, something you tried to do, perhaps. And with the high priestess coming in here in your past, I think you feel a little betrayed by God. I think there's like a betrayal of your psychic senses as well. Maybe you went through a dark night of the soul, and that's where a dark night of the soul is essentially where you question your faith, like you lose faith, and you start to wonder and question if there really is a God, if there really is, something more than all of this. And it can be very dark and sad time to go through. And perhaps you're feeling still pretty salty about it. Maybe some of you. But I think you're past it now. I think you're getting past it now. And now that you're kind of in a better place, I think you're just feeling that you just want to understand it, but you can't. There's something about it that you just don't understand. But you want to bring it back. You're stoking the fires of that again, and you want to bring it forward. You want to move ahead. And the way to move ahead here is to ground yourself, very much ground yourself. You look down here in the Seven of Cups. She's floating, her head's up in these clouds, almost like stormy, because, it's like she can't see, there's the expression, you can't see the forest for the trees. It's like you're not seeing the whole picture. You're thinking too much about things you're cloudy. Your brain is cloudy because there's so many options, so many things that are polluting your mind, essentially. And I think it's a lot to do with trying to find the answers. So you're trying to seek out the answers, and you're feeling, frustrated and angry. And perhaps you're arguing a lot with people. There could also be like a message here to don't pick fights with people online. Like, don't, someone says something stupid or ignorant, or just makes you really angry, really hateful, and you just need to say something. Don't. There's no point. There really isn't. You're not gonna, there's a wonderful meme, I think it's a meme, a guy who says, or his wife, I think, is asking him to come to bed, and he's like, I can't go to bed yet. Somebody on the internet is wrong. And so it's this idea you're going to somehow change their mind and let them know. No, by arguing with people, you're just basically emboldening them in their own position. And I get it. You feel angry and you want to be heard and seen. But the best thing to do is to be heard and seen by people who want to listen and who choose to see you, and forget about everybody else. You're never going to reach all the people you need to reach. And as far as the situation of the person that has been clouding your mind lately, it's because it's very distracting for you. This is saying here, it's really time to tap back into your own intuition and that passion you feel inside yourself. The passion for things that are greater than yourself, because it feels a bit lost. But you're ready to go. Like, you are ready to go. There's a very positive message in here, is that you're ready to go, like with King of Wands building his fire. So we have the Page of Wands. She's starting to build the fire. So it's starting in your mind, in your subconscious. This is the subconscious position. It's starting in your mind, this hope, this rekindling of the long lost dreams, or just something you were working on and it didn't work out, or there's something here about a rekindling of something. By that I mean a dream or a goal or something from your childhood, even maybe you always wanted to do but you never did, and now you're like, or something you did years ago and used to really enjoy but you forgot about it, and now you were derailed from it. You got derailed, okay, so now it's like you're coming back, and so your subconscious is coming back online. And you're starting to feel a lot more passionate about things. It's the spark, it's the ember is starting here, and this is the King of Wands is saying, like, build that up into a bonfire and let it fuel you. This is where you need to focus. You need to focus on your passions. And you need to be self-driven here. Nobody's going to give you the answers. You have to find it yourself. The King of Wands is very self-driven. He walks to the beat of his own drum. He doesn't need other people to show him the way. And he knows how to lead people and guide them to help him on his path and what he's trying to achieve. And this is the lesson I think you kind of need to learn here, or not learn, but it's like a skill, I suppose you could say, that you need to hone and practice. And part of that with the King of Wands is that skill of building back trust for certain people and giving them a chance. So, allowing yourself to work with them, but allowing them to kind of stumble along a little bit too. You're their guide. There's something you really know how to do, or there's something you're very passionate about. And those who will want to follow you will follow you. Let them follow you. Let them help you. And I know it's hard because you lack trust because you've been hurt before and you don't want to go down that road. Again, fair enough. But you've learned, you know the signs, you know what to look for. You've gained a lot of insight and wisdom regarding this kind of thing. So moving forward, trust that wisdom that you've gained. Trust that you'll know when somebody's not in the up and up, or when a situation is going in a place that it shouldn't. And don't be afraid to follow that passion inside yourself. You need to kind of stoke the fires of your passions is really that's what you need to focus on. So this reading essentially is it's saying that you've been focused so much on something that just angers you. It's fight or flight kind of mode still. That's what I sense here. A little bit of fight and flight mode. But now it's time to stoke the fires of your passion and the things you really want to do, what makes you happy. It's difficult right now because things are very uncertain in the world, and it's hard. It's depending where you live, especially, it's going to be a lot worse for some than others. So you might be feeling very much in a fear mode. So when we are in a fear place, we tend to get angry and fight. It's a natural response to that helpless feeling. You want to be able to you want to fight instead of fighting other people, essentially is what it's saying, is to bring that fight to your passions and the things that you really want to do and bring into this world. We all have something to offer here. We all have, regardless of what's going on globally, you still have art and music and all kinds of things inside of you, that whatever it is that is fueling that passion. Maybe you want to start a nonprofit. Maybe you want to go, I don't know, on a skiing adventure. It doesn't really matter. Whatever it is that you really want to do, it's saying build the fire there. Don't put the fire in fighting and anger. Put the fire back into the things that you're passionate about. Okay, so I'm going to look at a couple of oracle decks to get a little bit more tough love message. Yeah, so the tough love messages will tell it like it is. But it's done so with love, because it's the idea of improving yourself. And knowing that the past is gone and it's done. Now we can move forward with a vision and less with fear. So let's see what these cards want to say. Ah, yes. Embrace your magnificence. And it's a peacock. So yes, that's coming back to this. I'm going to put it here with the King of Wands, because the King of Wands of all of the kings is the peacock. He's the one that is dazzling and charismatic and fun. And it's saying, like, you are these things too. Let the world see you. Build that bonfire. Let it burn. Let people, follow your passions. Embrace your magnificence. The things that you're very good at. You're beautiful, and you need to feel it inside of you. There's so many things that you can do. You're multi-talented. And demure. I get that. I do get that from you guys. You're very demure. Okay, so And I love these colors. So there's this golds and the fiery, embery orange colors and the blue for calm. There's so much depth to you, and you're a fiery, passionate person, and it's time to embrace that for good. It's time to focus on what makes you really feel passionate. It'd be the thing that kind of scares you a little bit too. If you're wondering, well, I don't know what to do. What's the thing that you're really hesitant about because you're kind of you're afraid of it a little bit? That's probably the direction you need to go in. Unfortunately, that's kind of how it works. Okay, so we'll look at these two. We have leadership. Again, the King of Wands. And that's what I was saying. Don't be afraid to let people follow you. Yeah, you're a natural born leader, but you don't need to tell people what to do. You just kind of have to lead by example. They'll just want to follow you. I get the sense that people just want to follow you. You have good ideas. Voyage. You've been through a lot, and you've gone through a lot, and you might also be a caregiver. So you might have a baby or want one. And I sense that you're both moving to a better place. You and the people you care for, you're all going to a better place. There's a comfort message here of you're safe. It's safe for you to explore where you need to explore and do the things you need to do and stand out and lead the way. And, don't be afraid to embrace that about yourself. You've learned a lot. I mean, you're just a little bit caught up in the fight or flight still, I think. And overwhelm of choices. And also with Voyage, it's okay. Hold on. I dropped a bunch of cards, but they dropped down face up, and that one flipped. So we're going to take them. So we have Seek Healing. Yeah, I think it's this time where you're caught up still in the past and the pains from the past, that it's time to release that. And you might need some body work here too. Like, you might feel very tense in your body, and seeking healing therapies like acupuncture or massage or something might help. I sense that there's something that needs to be healed, because oftentimes when we go through difficult periods of time, it really impacts our health. And it's time to now focus on your health, very much so. Seeking a doctor, seeking outside therapists who can help you remove some of this burden on your body. So there's definitely a physical burden, but also mental. So it could also be seek a counselor or a therapist to help to have somebody to talk to. Okay, so the other ones I fell on the floor is patience, moon cycles. Yeah, there's a bit of that with the Chariot here, and you're passionate about stuff, it's like you just want it to go now, but it's going to take time. You have to heal from the things that have happened before, and it's time to work on that and work on building up that fire within. And it starts by getting healthy, and that's going to take time. So be patient with yourself. Shadow work. Yes. So, night moon. So yeah, that's what this whole reading is about. It's time to do some shadow work. It's time to release the anger. Let it go. That's really coming through here. The best remedy for anger is patience. Because nothing tests your patience more than things that make you angry, But if you show patience and grace, then you have to kind of not give in to the anger's impulses and see where the anger is coming from. Explore it. Okay. And then we have truth. And with the Seven of Cups too, there's a lot of delusional thinking that can happen. It can be like a pie in the sky, kind of like they're thinking of a lot of things. And that can be because you get so distracted looking at things out of a fear place rather than looking at things from a passion place. Like what really fuels my jets, And So anger and passion are kind of closely related. I mean, anger is just the things that piss you off, kind of, but passion is the things that make you feel excited. Okay, so the truth is let's see if I can put this here. The truth, it lies in releasing this anger from the past and getting to why you're so angry, or why you're so upset about it still, why you can't let it go. Because I sense that once you do, they're really going to take off. And that's when you're really going to step into your purpose, or what makes you really happy, what makes you feel aligned. When you step into alignment, I think I like that. Step into alignment with your true, what brings you true joy. Once you get there, it's just going to take some unpacking of a lot of, hard truths that you're going to have to face about certain things. They can be difficult to swallow. But this is also, see, healing is work with a therapist or work with somebody who's trained who can really help you through this, because I feel like, I think you're so close that it's just a matter of almost like a perspective shift. It's just about you kind of letting go of something. Oh, here we go. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. So yeah, okay. That's, the card just says it like it is. You need to forgive. You need to forgive the people that have wronged you, forgive the situation, forgive yourself. And even if you don't feel like, well, I don't have anything to be sorry for, forgive yourself, because whatever blame you think that you have for the situation, even though it wasn't really out of your control, or was out of your control. And even if the situation happened because you were being negligent, or you knew that it wasn't going to be a good situation, but you did it anyway, whatever the case, it doesn't matter. Just let it go and forgive it. You learned from it. Now we move on. Painful things lose their sting once we finally just accept it for what it is. Forgive yourself, give yourself grace, and start to put your energy into the things that really make you feel passionate. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Do subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you back. And, comment on this reading if you want to. I'd love to hear from you. It helps to, boost me. So if you like the reading, just drop a heart, whatever, nice little smiley emoji, thumbs up, whatever you want to use down into the comments. That helps YouTube spread my videos out a little bit more, and I appreciate it. So thank you so much for joining me. Bye now. Hello, group 2, and welcome to your reading. In today's reading, we are going to see or get a message of tough love message that you need to hear right now. So I'm going to deal out your cards and see what comes through. All right, we have 9 of Cups on the back. Looking at your reading, I very much get the group, or the vibe from this group. You're a vivacious group. You're very, this is my extroverts. Even if you are an introvert, you have dreams of being an extrovert. It's a feeling of you liking to be in the spotlight. You like to be seen. You're somebody who kind of tends to just follow things on a whim. You're just a little bit here, a little bit there. You're always starting new stuff. You're starting a lot of new things all constantly, and you don't really have a plan. We have the Fool in the back here, and I see that you're fabulous, but you're kind of tuned out a little bit. In the past, you were tuned out and kind of not paying attention to things around you, perhaps, or didn't have enough of a plan. So with 4 of Swords as a lesson here, it's, sometimes you need to meditate on things a little bit more. And that's what you learned. You learned that it's not always good to just fly by the seat of your pants. Like you do need to kind of ground yourself, and you need to take time to really meditate and contemplate on things. And know when burnout's coming too. When you're doing too many things and flooding around too much, you can burn out. And I get the sense here too that you're a bit extravagant. You like things extravagant. There's nothing wrong with that. I do too. But it can be problematic if you are spending too much money. And so I kind of get the sense that some of you might be spending too much money on things that are not what you need. And there's a real strong message here, a tough love message of it's time to get a little more serious and to save your money. What you need to do now moving forward is very much a look at investing money or saving money, being way more mindful about where you put your resources. So it's not just about money, it's your resources. And your resources is also your energy. Your energy is a currency. When you give your energy to something, it can deplete you if you're not getting it back from, something that is you're putting your time or effort into. It should be giving you that effort back. You should be feeling some reciprocity. Oh my God. Reciprocal. You should get it back. So basically it's like it's a tame your wild horse, sort of, so to speak. You can have all the success that you want. You have this down in your subconscious. You're really looking, I think you want fame deep down. It's a dream you have, and it's a wish you have, but it feels like the energies are so scattered and you just don't really have a plan. And I just sense that you need to really focus your resources on what you really need to focus on, whatever that is for you. So if that's finances, you need to maybe not spend so much, have more of a budget that you stick to per month. That would be helpful. So that's something that you could do. Also, how you spend your time. Are you going out too much and not spending enough time at home and getting sleep? So your resources there could be just rest, sleep. It could be, that you need to put more of your time and energy into yourself, into an exercise routine or something like that, or beauty routine, but not with I get that, the haul thing here. Oh, I'm going to go, here's my, Target haul, or those videos you see. We don't want to be doing hauls right now. You don't need to buy a whole bunch of stuff. Like, just buy what you need, period. And be creative with what you have, and start to develop a little bit more of a mindfulness about resources and where you put your time and energy, where you put your money, where you put your voice also too, how you speak to others, how you communicate. Make sure that you setting up boundaries for other people so they are not taking too much from you. Because when you can be kind of a more outgoing kind of life of the party kind of person, the person who everybody wants to hang out with, or somebody who just likes to do all of those things, you could be putting a lot of time, money, and effort into that, burning yourself out because you're not getting enough in return. So it's about learning how to kind of balance the budget of your resources, all of your resources. Because you have a lot of energy, but you're gonna run out of it. And energy here, I don't just mean in your physical energy, like you could be very tired. I don't mean like that. I just mean as in your energy that you have inside you, this kind of gusto feeling where you really want to achieve something. You have dreams, really big hopes and dreams, but it needs focused energy. And let's see. Okay, let's see what the oracle wants to say. This is the exact same one I got in the first reading. The whole deck. Embrace your magnificence. It kind of like you're fine the way you are. You're fine the way you are. Let's take the other one too. Establish priorities. Exactly. It's like you're fine. You're fine just as you are. You're magnificent. You don't need to spend a whole bunch of money on makeup or hairdo or clothing or shoes or expensive creams or whatever it is that you're spending a lot of time or money on. You don't need to. You're great on your own. Like, it's establish priorities. This is the Four of Pentacles, is what I'm saying. Like, you need to really have some kind of a budget calendar of everything, how much money you spend on everything, but also how much time you give things. Like, it doesn't mean you're going to meet those goals every day, but if you at least are looking at it and you're working on it throughout time, you're going to start to see where you're spending too much of your resources. So you don't have to worry about it being a chore to do it. It's just more like you're getting a sense of where you are putting your resources so you can be a little more balanced. Okay, so let's look at this oracle card. And, it's right now, it's winter where I am. There's big chunks of snow flying out of the sky. And she's wearing a winter coat. So, yeah, I got that. Save money in the winter time. Like, maybe stay in more. Just do less. Don't eat out as much. There also could be an alternative message for some of you. Need to maybe invest a little bit more time and money into yourself. If you feel like you're hoarding your resources a bit too much, but I don't really sense that with this group at all. I actually sense that this group is more extravagant, and you like to just enjoy the finer things in life, or not even just the finer things. You just like to have what you want to have. You like to go shopping. You like to look good. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of finding that balance. Okay. And all right, these two, possibly one more. Let's see. Change your tune. Moonlight Serenade. And process your feelings, which was Howl at the Moon. Okay. That's how I feel with this group. There's a sense of perhaps needing to be seen or validated, or there's something you're doing, you're spending a lot of time and energy putting into it, but you don't realize that you are fine exactly as you are. It's like the spending or the going out or whatever it is that you do a lot of that you enjoy. And again, nothing wrong with that. But if it's an excess, it's saying that it could be that the tough love message here is that you're hiding your emotions behind a certain hobby or activity that you're doing in excess. So it's like putting on a show, thinking that it's the show is the why people like you. When you realize, what you need to realize is that it's you. It's not the show. The show is fun, but it's you, right? And so if you're spending a lot of money on doing different things or hoarding stuff, like hauls kind of thing, or spending a lot of time doing something, out partying all the time, whatever it is, there's a sense here that there's something that you're doing rather without really putting enough thought and effort and time into processing why you're doing it. Like, why do you need to? And if it's like, oh, I just enjoy it, it's fun. Okay, that's fine. But can you support it? Like, can you financially, your budget, can it financially support what you're doing? Where's the excess going? Are you now living in, like, if you're somebody who buys a lot of stuff, are your closets overflowing? Do you use any of it? Is there a lot of stuff in your house that, it's overflowing out of boxes? Do you need to give it away or sell it maybe? You need to kind of get behind the reasons why you're buying all this stuff, or why you feel like you have to go out and party all the time. What is behind it? What is it? Is it a fear? Is there a fear there? Is there a sadness there? What is it? So this is just basically asking you to look at the reasons why you do things. And also when it comes to, just kind of flying by the seat of your pants, well, why do you do that? Why don't you have a plan? Or do you just kind of do that because you don't really want to succeed? Like, that's another thing to ask yourself, right? I'm just throwing this stuff out there. I don't know if that's exactly how you feel specifically, but I do feel that some of you will resonate. That'll resonate for you. Because it feels like when it says change your tune here, it feels like you're singing a wrong song. You're singing a song that you think people will like, rather than singing the song just because you like it and because it makes you happy and because you enjoy it. And just allowing the people who would enjoy your song to come to you. You don't need to put on a show. They'll come. That's what I get the sense here. You don't need to put on a show. They will come. Just do you. Just be you, and they will come. Let's do one more oracle deck and see. Okay, now two. We have change and freedom. You like here, change your tune. There's something you need to change the way you do it. Something that needs to be changed, something you've been doing for a while. It's almost childlike. It's something that goes back to harken back to the fool and naivety that you're not naive about anymore. You know better now. It's sort of like you know better now. And it's time for you to change your tune, to realize that you're more, and you don't need other people's validation. You don't need to put on such a show because you are fine just as you are. And so some of your habits have to change here. Like, it's going back to the Four of Pentacles. It's that, like a habit tracker even would be good. You just gotta there's nothing really that wrong going on here. Like, it's not like you need to go through this radical shift. Maybe some of you do, but I don't get that. I think you're all pretty cool. Like, you're all doing pretty well. So this is the no shade here, but it's just to work through some blocks that we all have. We all have blocks. I think your ego is getting a little bruised somehow, or needs to be filled through things that it's just your ego. And you embrace your magnificence. You're fine just as you are, because once you process the feelings, once you get into the reasons why you need to do these things, or why you need people to like you, I guess, or be the center of attention. Why? Ask yourself why. Get to the heart of it, because once you see that, you'll free you. You're free spirits. This is a group of free spirits, and when it comes to being a free spirit, we often fly by the seat of our pants and don't have a plan. But as you realize, as you get older, you have to grow up a little, and you do have to get serious and have a plan. It's not as fun, but it's how it's how you'll succeed. Otherwise, everything will fall apart on you. And not that the cards are saying that. That's just how things will end up. So there's a little warning here with the Four of Pentacles to be more mindful about where you're putting your resources. And that also has to do with your own emotions and your own thoughts about things yourself. How do you think? How do you process stuff? What are your visions on things? How do you view things? Do you need to start kind of refreshing that a little? Do you need to change your mind? Do you have really old, kind of outdated views on things? Is it time to look at things a little differently now? It's like you need to upgrade your thought process about certain things and start to get to the heart of why you do certain things, so that you can move past it, and that will free you. It'll free you from debt. It'll free you from burnout. It'll free you from not being able to finish anything. There's all kinds of things, however it plays out in your own life, that it will free you from. And it's a matter of you kind of getting into those emotions and into the thought processes behind why you do things. And it's like there's nothing that deep here, because like I said, I very much felt when I pulled out the cards, there's nothing really big going on with you in your personal lives. I feel it's more so that you kind of just need a bit of direction, and you need to hone, or you need to mind your resources and have a little bit more of a budget and a plan. All right, that's your tough love message for today. I hope it resonated. Leave me a comment. I'd love to know if it did or not. Just point me to whatever. Just you like the reading, drop a heart emoji or whatever emoji you like, unicorn, whatever. And subscribe to this channel. I'd love to have you back. It all supports me, and it also helps me to get new readings, because the new readings will be more tailored to my subscribers. All right. Thank you so much for joining me.